friends, thanks for joining me for Discoveries in Journal Making. So today I want to share with you how to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. We're going to start with the basics and name off all the things that you'll need to go ahead and accomplish this, making a very simple journal. You're going to need scissors, a razor tool, a ruler, and one with a cork back is great. So a metal ruler, cork back is really good. Or sometimes people might have a wooden ruler with a metal edge. This doesn't slide as much as just a plain metal ruler. This one slides easily. And that's what the cork is for. I covered most of this in last week's video, so I'm not going to go over all of it too heavily because you could always go back and watch last week's video. You'll want an awl, a needle, your waxed thread, 10 sheets of paper. Now I'm going to tell you, today I'm using less paper because I'm using a very heavyweight mixed media paper. So I'm actually only using 8 sheets and then one of the sheets for the cover, because you do need something over 100 pounds for the cover, and this is. So that's why I'm just going to use one of the sheets for the cover, and then I'll embellish it when I'm done. You definitely want a mat on your table. A bone folder can come in handy. A pencil. I can't remember if I mentioned the pencil yet. I don't think I did. Clips, if you have them and want to use them, any kind of clip is fine. And I think those are the supplies that we're going to need today. So just like last week, the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to set this one aside because this is going to be our cover. Also, true confessions, my paper is a little bit of a different shape than yours. You're going to want to use 8.5 by 11. Mine is almost 12 inches. It is 12 inches. So mine's going to be a little bit of a different shape than yours. But sometimes when you get mixed media spiral ring bound things, the shapes aren't exactly the same as an 8.5 by 11, which is fine. And then I'm a little bit shy from 8.5 tall, so we're about 8.25. So mine will be a little bit of a different shape, but that will not make a difference at all. So the first thing we're going to do, my papers are thicker, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but the first thing we're going to do is fold them in half. And what I might do, because mine are so thick, I think what I'll do is I'll take them 2 at a time, fold them in half, and that way I'll make sure I'm folding in the right spot and right in the center. If I try to do all of them at the same time, because of this thickness, they might not be perfect. We're going to use our bone folder, and we're going to push down this crease. We want it to be as flat as we can make it. If you're using thinner paper, you could probably fold the whole stack at the same time. So just do what's comfortable for you as far as this goes. All right, we got those folded, so now I've got to slide them into each other. This is going to be a very simple one signature journal, a mixed media journal. All right, so now we're going to pop it in here. So this is going to be our cover. We know, obviously, that the pages are the same size top to bottom, but you see how they're sticking out right here? I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Did the same thing last week, and the first thing I'm going to do is mark that with my pencil. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw a nice little line right down the edge. I'm going to get the cover out of the way so I don't accidentally cut that. And then I'm going to grab my metal ruler with the cork that's on the back. And I want to make sure these are tucked in really good, because when we sew them, they're going to be tucked in really good. Now this is handy to do if you're standing up. It's a little bit easier because that way you can put your body weight into pressing the ruler down and also using your razor tool. I mentioned last week that I have ordered another razor tool, one that's more like a box cutter, because I feel like it'll be easier for me to use. And what we're doing here is one of the main reasons that you want to have a mat to protect your work surface. All right, that is nice and flat and even on the edge. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty, right? The perfection of it. I love it. Okay, now we're going to take that and pop it in the cover. Now last week I covered my cover with some contact paper, and I could do the same right now with, I have some cool wallpaper actually that I wouldn't mind using. Okay, my friends, I got the wallpaper on the outside of the cover. I'm not going to do the inside. We're going to fold it. It's already got a pretty good crease, but we're just going to crease it again just to make sure. Okay. Now we're going to take our papers and we're going to pop them inside. And you can see that everything fits beautifully. Now we are ready to do the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So we've got our papers in here. Everything's nice and straight. All right, we're going to grab our ruler and we're going to put the 0 down here at the bottom of the page. It's snuggled up against where this closes. You know, it's snuggled up against the center. We are just over 8 inches. So I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm going to mark 1 inch in here, 1 inch down here, and then we're going to go 4 and 1 centimeter here. And since this is a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, we are going to go ahead and add 2 more dots. We're going to go 2.5 here and 2.5 from the top, which is going to be 5.5. Now it's time to start stitching. So I want to make sure all the papers are exactly where I want them. I'm going to go ahead and clip this here just to hold those together. And because this paper is so thick, I'm going to go ahead and clip the bottom on the other side as well. That'll keep everything from shifting as I'm sewing everything through. The only thing I don't like about clipping, let me show you. It looks great like this, but then when you open this up, look how those pages start to come undone from each other. So sometimes I'll do that until I get my first hole in, and then I'll release one of them, and then I'll release the other once I get the thread through, and then it'll stop pulling on it like that, right? So I just wanted to mention that because that can be a little bit weird. Next, we're going to take our wax thread. And I'm not going to do dangles on this one either, so I'm really just going to go 2 lengths of the journal. If I wanted to add dangles, I would go 3 lengths. Now I am threading my needle. Now I'm going to grab my awl, and I'm going to put the first hole in the journal. And now I'm going to go ahead and follow suit and do the rest of them. I tend to pick my journal up. Some people leave it on the desk and simply push it through like that. But for some reason, for me, it's a little easier if I pick it up a little bit. All right, so we have all of our holes where they need to be. We're going to number our holes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to start at the 3rd hole from the inside of the journal, and we're going to push the needle through to the outside. I'm going to pull until I have about 2 inches hanging out of the bottom here. And now that I've got that through, I am going to remove one of these. Now I'm going to go to hole number 2, and I'm going to sew from the outside to the inside. Now I'm going to go from hole number 2 to hole number 1 and sew from the inside to the outside. Now we're going to go back in to hole number 2 from the outside to the inside. Now we're going to go all the way up to station number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to sew from the inside to the outside. We're going to go up to number 5 and sew from the outside to the inside. And back through number 4 from the inside to the outside. And then we're going to go back through hole number 3 from the outside to the inside, which is right where we started. You want to be sure that there is one of the threads on each side of this center. And then you're going to want to pull each one to make sure everything is tight. And I can tell this is a little loose here, so let me check the outside. See how that's loose? So we want to go ahead and take a minute to tighten everything up. All right, everything looks tight. So now we're going to go ahead and double knot. And now we have a beautiful 5-hole pamphlet stitch mixed media notebook. So easy. So now just remember, you can take it to the next level if you want to. You can decorate your covers. You can decorate the inside. You can decorate your pages if you want to. But I'm not going to do that in this one because this is specifically for mixed media. I can use this, or somebody else can use this to draw, paint, do whatever they want with it. And next week we're going to do the chain stitch. That's one that I'm really excited about and I've wanted to learn for a while. So that's what we'll be doing next week. Thanks for watching. See you soon.